This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock, cause they build.
All right. Welcome to episode 78. I meant to shout out episode 77. I don't know if it's 78. Probably some greatness into alignment. But I can't remember, but we are here for episode 78. Exciting day. Got some great stuff coming tonight. Last night had some great stuff that went down. So we'll definitely share that with you guys, as well as our Patreon people. Probably some exclusive stuff there from the event we attended last night. But yeah, busy weekend for you. How are things? How you doing?
I'm good. Just tired. Trying to just keep ticking along. Some cool stuff coming up. I'm excited to, I don't know, get things out there, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend, my modest co-host created some T-shirts for a birthday party, custom event for her business. And the business had a big evening. I'm sure there will be some pictures and things posted on social media. She also did hair this weekend. Business was doing some both of the businesses working, and we potted this weekend.
We did a pod event. Yeah, it's just a busy weekend. I have a class on Monday, so while you guys are watching this, I'll be in class, I think. Yeah.
Fun time.
Somebody got his hair done.
Somebody did get their hair done. And it was much easier this time than the last time because
we didn't wait so long.
So that was exciting times. But let's get to the exciting stuff. So you guys are well aware of my affinity for Mr. Ye and West. And we have covered a bunch of his and his family's drama over the last year or so. Things slowed down around me. Well, things picked up for him around when they slowed down for us. So we missed a lot of the juicy salacious drama. I don't think most of you who don't like him would have liked my opinion anyway. So I guess we dodged a bullet on that. However, and this is actually something we're going to discuss later. Black people, black straight men, and their arrogance. So a lot of people tend to look at me and others like me, arrogant, I told you so people. That's not the case. We really are not. The problem is when we say stuff that don't make sense to y'all judge us. And so in turn, when what we said seemingly tends to play out, it is only right that we remind people that doubted us repeatedly we were right again. So when that was this with Brooklyn Nets, I said, hey, y'all can make this all go away, but just not being jerks to Kyrie. Now like the Brooklyns, everybody's gone.
Broken disgust. Like that team is just garbage now.
Like Jock Vaughn, God bless you, but
Ben Simmons. Who? What?
You went from KD, Kyrie, and James Harden to being left with Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Like, and I like Mikal Bridges and some of the other guys, but they ain't KD and Kyrie or James Harden. So a lesson was learned that sometimes, and certain companies are really good at this. Amazon's phenomenal at it. Sometimes you just gotta shut up and let the world world. Because as we talked about when we were gone, craziness ensued. And if you would just let stuff die for like a couple days, that's all it takes. Adidas could have saved themselves billions of dollars at this point. But now they're still going to lose because we don't even know what this new rollout is going to be, how much they had to pay him to come back. I don't think he did them super dirty because he's on this like weird forgiveness thing. So maybe he didn't tax them like he should have. But Adidas could have solved this. And I'm going to get out the way because I have a lot to say about it and how it impacts the entire market. and I want to let you go. But sometimes you just got to know when to shut up, read the room, and have the right people around you. Because if you have the wrong people around you, you end up like the Vanderbilts. When you have the right people around you, you end up like the Rockefellers. And Adidas, as a perennial power, you look mad weak on so many levels in a very intense environment where everybody's trying to hit it, especially up and comers. The resale market is dried up in a lot of ways.
Praise God.
Y'all picked a bad time to take this triumphant stance from a business perspective. So I'll get more into that, but now that you've heard the news, I'm kind of giving my version of a foundation. What's your take on all these Ye, as we both have, well, not you've kept my shoes. I have seen them have to stop because can't support you with those real brands. Ideally, Nike's making it hard because
I was gonna say Nike been coming out with fire. All the ones that I've gotten recently have been fire.
I know. Yeah. Got some retros and some
they got some joints coming, like them Tiana Taylors. Oh my God, I can't wait. So, I don't even know. I think later this summer they're supposed to drop.
Yeah, I think it's
right there.
But even that, like, they got a lot. Even this Dornbecker.
Yeah.
They finally got back. There was a couple joints that came out.
Well, they did some. Didn't they released the Bacon last year during Air Max Day? I think they had some.
I mean, it happens every year. Yeah. But usually they suck up. This year's crop, there was about 3 or 4 that was like.
No, yeah.
Whatever. This is probably a terrible joke, but these versions of help me kids or whatever these, I don't know if cancer, I don't know what they are. Where they find the Dornbecker Foundation, I should know that. But wherever they found this crop of kids, they were creative. The last couple crops, I hope the kids are alive. But them shoes suck.
Goodness gracious.
So y'all found
all of our exciting picks from Mr. Bron Chronicles himself. That's just an exciting take.
I don't know. Like, I love some kids, but
we love children. You know, we do.
I don't.
He doesn't.
Not at all.
He loves his.
I love them in the way that God loves them, but kids is bad. I mean, I have a lot I want to say to these kids.
Oh my!
Yes, you can. Even in that, we love kids. We was walking in Italy. We raised a group of kids.
Bro, we had to hold on to all our stuff. The kids
I love kids.
We pickpocketers. But getting back to Ye and this Adidas, you know, just never-ending story. Bruh, I don't know. Like, on the inside, I want Ye to win. Like, I want him to be great. I want him to get his life together and, you know, just be, you know, everything that God has called him to be. Thank you, Pastor Cynthia. I just want him to be good. But from what we found out about the Adidas deal and just the inner workings of the deal, there was so much shady business going on in between the lines of the contract. I don't know personally how you go back into business with people who are like willing to steal your intellectual property. Like, flat out do whatever they can to steal from you. I don't know how you go back into a business arrangement with people like that, because you're clearly not trustworthy. And you were willing to screw me over first opportunity you got.
And had I died, you'd have been perfect.
You'd have been perfectly fine.
Died business-wise.
Well, no, he was under emotional stuff going on. Like, anything could have happened.
Allegedly, he's a clone. That's also a big common thing.
I hate conspiracy people.
And the Illuminati has him, and this is a clone.
This is a clone. Like, it's cool, like, conspiracy people, like, I understand you got to make the world an interesting place, but y'all need other hobbies. Jesus, y'all need other hobbies. So I personally am not, like, from a consumer standpoint, like, there were some Yeezys that were in the pipeline that I was excited about coming out, and I wanted them, so I want them. But on, like, a moral high ground, like, all of it is tomfoolery. I don't know at this point what's real and what's not. Like, is this just a game so that now they can go and sell all this back inventory for whatever price they want to sell it for? And then obviously, you say this, the resale market is dead. Let these Yeezys start dropping, and then you find out, right? And then you
especially if I'll let you finish.
But we, these Yeezys, whatever they have back inventory, they start releasing them, and now they're a limited edition, one of one, blah 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 blah. Bro, the resale market is gonna be insane, and I'm not really excited about that again. I've been enjoying being able to go, ooh, a sneaker release today. Ooh, take my money and I get my sneakers. I don't know if I'm excited for that to have started, picking up again. And again, moral high ground. If you were willing to screw me over before, in no way, shape, or form do I believe that you're not willing to screw me over again. Like, just the way that the whole your contract with us is canceled, we're not paying you, we're not releasing your, like, that whole thing Ari Emanuel sparked, like, ridiculousness. I wouldn't be interested in doing business with none of the people that drops me, but that's just me.
So Marlon Wayans had an interview, and I don't know where it was at
recently.
Yeah, or I saw the clip recently, and in the clip he was saying white people, when they argue with one another, they'll cuss each other out, they'll disrespect one another, but at the end of the meeting, they'll say, "I got a business deal for you." They don't do the personal stuff. Like, I've heard there was these two, I can't remember the name, two super rich, they own two networks, and they invested. And one did something on his network that caused the other guy to lose like $50 million. The response was, "I'm going to get you back." They didn't beef per se personally, but eventually an opportunity presented itself, and that guy got the other guy back for a couple $1 million. That's business for them. When they cut players or remove contracts, all this stuff, it's all business. And so for me, what I've learned is if you want to do business with Vic, because for what it's worth, for the most part, they make the world go round. You have to understand who you are doing business with. To your point, and I've said this, once I've been cheated on, and I've only been cheated on once that I know of, but my stance has always been the same. Once you cheat on me, I got a decision to make. If I'm going to take you back, I can't hold that against you, but I'm also not naive to who you are. And so for me, the reason why when I got cheated on and I got divorced is I didn't want to have to live that way.
Right.
That at any point you could snake me again and do me dirty, and I'll be holding an even bigger bag than the last time. So my hope is, since this is a legal thing, he got the right lawyers that know what the heck they're doing. I don't know if I would have hired a Jewish lawyer. Just being honest. If I'm him, with his past, I don't know if I would trust a Jewish lawyer to handle these negotiations. I don't know what lawyers were involved, but I probably would not trust them to fight for me.
I mean, after his comments and then all of the things that happened afterwards, I guess that is probably a fair assessment. But I don't even know, like, yes, I saw people in uproar. I saw folks mad, but I don't know if I actually saw, like, Jewish people, like regular Jewish people.
Clout chasing.
Right. I saw a lot of Hollywood upset. I saw a lot of the mainstream media outlets upset about Kanye, what he said. But I know a couple of people who do practice Jewish faith. And I had to ask because at the time when everything was going on, I didn't understand what he said. That was so bad. I didn't get it. And then for him, just fine, whatever. But the people that I talked to were just like, I mean, yeah, he was a little insensitive and outside of some of the references that he made that obviously, like, were not nice. Like, God does love Hitler because God loves everyone. Like, there was context that he could have put it in that would have made it sound better.
the clips,
but the clips, right, the sound bites and everything that got out in the news will did nothing to help them. And so the lady that I talked to, she was just like, when I went and listened to everything that he said, because I was super confused where the Jewish reference came in from the DEF CON thing. And so she went and she listened to it and she was like, oh, okay. Well, yes, there's some truth in it. I don't, she listened to what he had to say. She took what he, what she thought was flagrant, and she told me the Hitler thing that was not cool.
Which part? Because he said a lot, and just for our viewers, and for me, I'm just curious. I haven't talked to any Jews about it.
She's this one lady. I don't remember everything that she said. The conversation was forever ago.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to remember some of what she said outside of like the all the cussing.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, she has a potty mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so she was saying,
so she was cussing.
Yeah, she was cussing.
Oh.
And so it's like there was a lot that she said, but there was a lot that she said mangled with profanity. But high level, like, she doesn't listen to Kanye West. She didn't care about Kanye West. And what she got from it was he was just pissed off about bad business deals. Now, was it cool to generalize it with Jewish people? No. But on the other hand, when you're logical and you think about the people that operate Hollywood, everybody says the Jewish people run Hollywood. And
it's been a joke
for forever.
20
for
30
years.
At least.
Right. And so, I didn't understand what was so bad at the time. Everybody lost their crap. And then, boom, everything starts falling apart for Kanye. And you're saying that you're hoping that he's just picked better lawyers this time?
I just don't know what other option you have.
No, you don't do business with crappy people. You don't go into business who already intentionally snaked you.
So then where do you go?
You go somewhere else.
No. So where?
Well, for Kanye,
you can't go back to Nike.
No, because he doesn't want to. I mean, Kanye took Adidas, shell-toe Adidas, and made them one of the premier sneaker companies in the world. You don't think? I mean,
Adidas,
they went
since, and I'm just gonna go Run DMC. Since Run DMC, they've been a top 4 sneaker brand.
Because of what?
Global.
I guess a lot of it is that you have a lot of soccer shoes. But okay,
they've been in
bump all that. We're talking about culturally, for the culture. Who's wearing Adidas outside of the shell toe?
But where could he go besides Adidas today? He went to Skechers shortly thereafter. 1, people clowned him. 2, they didn't want it. So to distribute, and like you said, Reese, you got to think big picture. If I'm Ye, and I think this is his problem. If he might can produce the factory, maybe he can have the factories to produce the volume of demand for his shoe. I don't think he can do that individually, personally.
Right.
The cost to ship that amount of shoes worldwide is logistics I can't even think about. The second part of that is, okay, Adidas, we joke about Adidas. Jay-Z's at Puma. I don't know what that relationship is like in such a way that he would go there. And after this, he didn't. So if you can't do it yourself on the level, because one thing is distribution. The whole second piece is your customer being able to get the shoe. So Yeezy supply sucks. Like, I'll be perfectly honest. I was grateful when Adidas came up with their raffle system because sneakers suck.
Yeah.
Yeezy supply, I don't even try. So it's one part of, I got to find some place that, one, I can put up the money to create and design and fail at my designs. That's money.
Yeah.
Second, I got to distribute it and ship it around the world with the necessary people, who a bunch of them I may have pissed off still. So that's an obstacle. That's money. And then I have to have a site that can hold the volume and traffic so that when these things release, because you thought it was bad before, if we think, and this is where I was going, it's great that these are coming back. but there's no idea or there's no plan for future Yeezy, which means everything that's about to come out now, everyone is ready for. This is the last swan song of Yeezy. So to your point, resale about to be crazy. It's going to be similar to a death of an entertainer.
Yeah.
In the value in getting this last gasp.
Well, that's if everybody is really, if everybody's really off Yeezy. The way that they say that they are, nobody wants to buy Kanye. Right, nobody wants to buy Yeezy anymore. Nobody cares about Kanye. F Kanye. Like, I've literally, like, when I've had conversations about Kanye West with other people, like, the first thing they say, F Kanye. F Kanye. Period. Like, dang, that's kind of harsh. Like, whatever.
For what? And we don't need to get into that.
I mean, like, I have like a small list of people that I feel that way about. But
really? Like, that you don't know personally?
Oh, no. There are people
nobody knows.
Like, that's the thing. A lot of people that are so angry with him, they don't know him. And I don't know him. I'm not advocating for him, really. In any way, shape, or form. I just want to understand why people are so mad. And they'd be so mad selectively at him because a lot of the same stuff that he does, other artists get away with doing with no problem.
But I agree with you. It brought me to Chris Brown. Who, again, we'll get into it more on Patreon.
Shout out to Chris and Chloe. That I like the single.
But so it was interesting. We were on when his album sales came out. And I was like, that's Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And I think Gunna might have outsold him. It was a couple, I think like 100 or something that was way below where I thought Chris Brown should have done. But the key is touring. And that tells me everything I need to know. When y'all have these huge months in album sales, and that's where I will give SZA a lot of credit. I didn't really listen to SZA's album. They don't make music for me. Like, they just don't. And that album, and Summer's album, and even Beyonce album wasn't for me. So I didn't listen a lot. But when you can transfer that to a performance, and people are buying tickets, and coming out, not just buying them to resell them, when I get to your event, and there's mad people there that bought them expensive tickets, and when he did that $1,000 meet and greet, and they were selling out immediately,
yeah, everybody, who's buying?
That let me know how people really feel about Chris Brown. And I feel like the same thing is true with Ye. I think they're peas in a different pot.
If Kanye went on tour tomorrow, it would sell out.
Done.
Like, now, if he actually goes on tour and if the shows actually happen and all that other stuff, that's a different story. But you've been waiting for Justin Bieber to go on that tour for 4 years now.
He's done 2 tours since.
And he still ain't gotten no tour yet.
And he sold his catalog.
But that's the thing. If Kanye West did that, if Kanye West had done a Donda tour and then sold tickets and whatever, and then just canceled the tour and then never went on that tour again, and God forbid he actually went on some other tours and did some other things, like, people were killing him for Coachella, but Justin Bieber literally owes, I don't know, however many millions of people who bought tickets to that tour money. Because Ticketmaster ain't giving it back.
They have not.
And Justin Bieber just been out here.
Word.
Peaches.
He dropped that album. Him and his girl been in the news because she keeps talking crazy. But he did. He sold his catalog, got his money, did his last little tour. I don't know if we get more music. Selena Gomez said she deleting, like, she out of here. That wave of pop, because we seen Britney Spears these days.
No.
And y'all know, well, y'all might not know. I support Britney Spears. I know what happened, but I also have a brain and have eyes.
There's some stuff still going on with that girl. They gotta help her out.
And I don't. That's the thing. You say, who's they?
Well, she's married now, so her husband maybe.
I think he seems to be doing all right.
What he can.
But it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. That last video she made I don't know what she was going for. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it was creepy. But I'm good with people being themselves. If that's truly her, I'm going to joke about it a little bit, but I'm good with you being you. But if that's not you and you got like some stuff going on, then it just looked away, Brittany. Like, I love you, but that was weird. So if you need help, I hope you have someone you can get it from. It ain't your family. Just know that. But yeah, to wrap up the Ye thing, I think the bigger piece for me is the world just saw how business works.
But that's the thing. Kanye went on Drink Champs and told everybody,
I can say,
yo,
go ahead.
Adidas can't survive without me. Like, I am Adidas, basically, is what he said in that interview. And everybody laughed. And everybody was like, oh,
they laughed right after when they dropped him.
But then I was going to say, and then they dropped him. And everybody's like, oh my God, Kanye is like, it's up. Kanye's going to be poor. He's living out of boxes. Like, the news around him was insane. And then Adidas earnings reports came out.
In like 2 months.
And barely, Adidas earnings report came out and the company was operating at a negative. Like, Kanye they were still selling Yeezys.
They were.
And they were operating at a negative. Then it comes out beginning of the year. Yo, Adidas is gonna file bankruptcy. Like, if they don't figure something out, because Ivy Park ain't doing it for them, was NMDs and human race.
And that's the thing.
None of that ain't doing nothing for them.
Adidas has partnered with ASAP, Bad Bunny. Off the year Bad Bunny had, he just dropped the shoe.
Jamel Charlo became the new face.
Like, it ain't like they've had Derrick Rose. They had the biggest of names. There's one name that jumped over the jump man. I don't care what you say. Y'all can say Drake's a much better artist. Ain't nobody buying Drake's shoes.
What does that even look like? I saw them in Italy. They were terrible.
Once he got away from the collab with Jordan and he just had to make his own shoe, ain't nobody wearing them Noctas.
What?
That's what they're called. Not Nocta. I don't know what it means. That's the brand. Like,
Nocta? Like nocturnal? Because it's an owl?
That actually might be breaking news. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but no, because actually I don't know if that's true because the Nocta brand is a different logo.
I was gonna say they don't have.
It's like a trident, like Aquaman thing. If you look up their logo, it's more like that. It's not the owl. OVO is the owl. Nocta is something with Nike. I don't know why. I guess
Nocta.
That's the
weird
name. And there you go. Nocta.com. Like, so I don't know what that is, but in the joke of all jokes, like, he's him. And to those of you that want to regale me and talk crazy to me, it's so funny. I sent one guy who just hates the man, who hates you. And I just sent him the thing. And he's like, oh yeah, of course. It's big business. Of course they would do that. Well, if that's how they felt, why'd they drop him? If they felt they could last without him, that's why they dropped him. That's why they robbed him. That's why they played him. And they said, we're cutting him. We ain't paying him.
Right. We're going to keep making this stuff. We're going to keep making this product.
Super flaky.
But we're not giving him any money. And I love Beyonce. Let's not get this misconstrued at all. I am a strong member of the Bayhive. I went and looked at the new Ivy Park collection while we were in Paris, actually. Right. We went to an Adidas store, and they had the whole joint on display.
Upstairs, in the back, like idiots.
Yeah. There were a few pieces that I really wanted, but I'm trying to spend differently this year, so I had to decline. But her new sneakers, the orange, I can't think of the name of them, but the new orange sneakers from the Ivy Park are complete ripoffs of what, the 600s? 500s. Look exactly like Ye's shoes, but they're just more colorful and the laces are a little different. Like, it's insanity how this company is going to go back and, like, they were stealing from him from even when they were in business together before. All those NMDs and everything started looking exactly like Kanye's stuff as soon as, like, they got their hands on his brain.
So where I want to know, and we can advance, and I said we're wrapping this up, but I told him. I want to know who and what happened when they looked and somebody said, we got to call him. Something happened. I don't believe he called it. It's possible. I find that hard to believe.
No, you know what happened.
But that's what
like who's their CEO?
Like, because they got a new CEO.
CFO.
Said,
who's the CFO of?
Because they got a new CEO. I forget where it came from, but he was basically we're underperforming. Like, he was respectfully honest, but
Farm Oldmeyer.
Somebody had to sit down and say, you know what, we got to call it. And I would love to have that documented. Who was the first person that had the thought? Who did they call? How did that conversation go? And how did we get here? Because I can only imagine. Like, he did some stuff too. He had the video with the two Adidas execs, and he was showing them the porn or whatever. Like, there has been a litany, and we didn't cover a bunch of it. But you want to talk bad business blood? Like,
on both sides, though.
And not only that, they started pushing his best friends. Push was, let's be clear, Push got his Adidas because he got the Balenciaga and was running around with all them people because of Ye. Ye produced the album he kept saying was happening, album of the year. Ye produced half of it. So they went and got people like him and elevated them in his absence. It's no coincidence that Pharrell and Ye were sitting down with, I think, Tyler at the Virgil Moody show. And now Pharrell's the new head of creative director. Like, but when you point this stuff out, it's like, you just making stuff up. Like, no, they're grinding. They are super aggy in the way that they treat him. And so to that point, that's where it's hard for me. But it's hard for me only because they haven't paid. I've told y'all, I'm for sale. For the most part, if you make the right dollar amount, I'm pretty amenable to forgiveness.
Well, Jesus doesn't like that because nothing about you should be for sale. Like, what? What do you mean you're for sale?
We're all for sale. We go do jobs we hate because we're for sale.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like, everything we do is based on the cost. So that's my point. Like, I'm not a slave, but to be sold to a certain extent, but for the right price. Like, if I can set my family up forever and I got to go do something I hate, depends on how much it costs. For me, with him, based on the numbers, which is like $500 million worth of inventory, those numbers don't seem high enough to me that his payout would have been enough to swallow this deal. Now, they're reporting no future deals. If something comes out in the future, cool. But you want to talk about egos having to be humbled on both sides of this. I'm sure Consequence and people in the Ye camp was going in on Adidas for this time. And on the Adidas side, I'm sure their investors and people are like, what are we going to do?
Well, that's probably another big part of why they made this turnabout. Because
the investors were saying,
oh, yeah.
Make this right.
You went from looking at numbers like what Adidas was looking at of January last year to looking at what the numbers look like this year. Bruh, like, I'm sure it's probably hurt a lot of people who were heavily invested in Adidas and whatever they're tied to, their subsidiary companies and all of that.
Yeah.
Because
I will say,
I'm sure they got plenty of emails and letters from the important shareholders.
Yeah, they've been pretty steady. I was trying to look year to date. They're down the last month, down the last 6 months. So yeah, I guess we'll figure out what happens. I would be curious to see what the price point is they come back at, because that was a big area of contention. I'm guessing he was just like, just sell them, give me the money, and we'll part ways maybe. I don't know. But I don't know that that's a good solution for either of them. Because when they stop selling Adidas still got to figure something out. Yeah, you get this loss off your books. Cool. You still got to generate revenue once these are gone. And I don't believe, based on the sales they've been having, they figured that out. So, figure it out. Or pay the man, one or the other. Yeah. So, how you want to do this? These are very different.
The first one.
Just the first one? All right.
Yeah, we don't.
So I guess I did have a second for this. So obviously, in the frame of taking people back, not something I'm accustomed to. Apparently Adidas and Ye and others are. But there is this, and I think I do have. I have the ring. I don't remember if I have the ring. I thought I did.
What ring?
From my first wedding. Marriage.
Child, why would I know that?
I don't know. You know, there's stuff here.
This is true. You had a bunch of stuff, actually.
Well, when you build a life, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. But the point of this is, we just went through Valentine's Day. Obviously, I'm sure there were some engagements. Obviously, there was a lot of yeses. Naturally, probably some no's. The bigger question is, when you are dating, and this is dating, I want to be clear, dating or engagement, not marriage, dating or engagement. Either way, whatever relationship it looks like. Should you take back the gifts you have given after a breakup? I.e., Quavo bought Sweetie a car, allegedly took the Bentley. Certain people taking back things. Some people
Floyd Mayweather. When him and Miss Jackson broke up. Well, no, not Miss Jackson. The one before that.
Because he was with her for a long time before she went with Mel.
Well, whoever it was before her.
I think it might be kids.
Who knows? He took back like everything, and she was on Instagram so angry. And then when he broke up with Miss Jackson, she kept everything, but then a bunch of the stuff she sold it and was living a very nice lifestyle.
So that was actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. That was going to be part 2 of my rebuttal to this idea. But continue.
You see it all the time now. Like, that's basically what a prenup is. If we break up, this is what I want back from you. And then, sometimes you take a little extra. I don't know. Like, I think it's a little petty. Like, I gave you this. I gave it to you as a gift. Like, especially items that I couldn't use.
Yeah.
Like a hoodie or whatever. Now, appliances. And then I guess it also just depends on, like, how much money you're spending on gifts. Because if I bought you a car and then you left me, but my name is on the car is staying with me. It happens. That's it. He was able to take the car back.
No, I get it happened. That's just...
No, it's my car. What?
So I guess that's the conversation. Is there a dollar amount that draws the line? Is it the type of item that draws the line? Because I think most people are in agreement. If you give someone a Rolex or an Audemars or these ridiculous watches or a Birkin, and
no, keep it.
What?
Keep it.
You didn't buy it.
I gave it to you though.
So what? So the car you're taking back, but the
it's a
Birkin
vehicle. Why do I?
Bag's more than the car. Usually.
Barely.
My point is, they're relatively comparable. So why would you?
I don't understand how a purse is comparable to a vehicle. A vehicle I could take and sell and get a significantly more money back for than the purse.
That's not true.
That's
the reason Carvana's gone out of business. Used car market is dying.
I'm saying an expensive car, I can take it back to the dealer. There are things that you can do with an expensive car, even with a Birkin or
a diamond ring, a necklace, any of that stuff. They still value.
They do, and some things you can go ahead and keep it. I don't know if I bought. I bought a guy a Movado one time. I let him keep it when we broke up. I didn't care. Like, we were breaking.
How much is a model? They usually expensive.
Yeah,
$100.
But it was a few $100s. Yeah.
You let him keep it, or he just didn't get, like, y'all didn't have, there was no conversation about it.
There was no conversation.
Y'all just broke up and it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't agree with any of this. And again, this is in relationships, not in a marriage. In a relationship, we single, right? Ain't that the whole thing? I'm single until I'm married. So if I'm giving you gifts, it's a gift because you're with me. If you don't want to be, or you are no longer with, or you cheat on me, I feel like I should get my gifts. I don't think I should have to ask. Clearly, you don't want.
I'm just supposed to just box everything up and have it ready for you.
If we're breaking up, you don't want the reminders of the stuff. Like, all you're gonna do is what most, and from what I hear, They don't keep the stuff. Y'all sell it. So I paid for it, gave it to you, then you sold it and made a profit. No, I would. If you were gonna sell it, give me the money. It was my what? I don't understand the logic behind. Someone gives you a gift, y'all break up. Now, the only caveat I would say is if that person, like in this instance, if I ruined the relationship, I was just trash, I was beating you or doing something crazy.
Yeah.
I'd have a little less to say. Like I'm the fault of us not working.
So you don't get nothing back.
You know.
Nah, you don't get nothing back. If you a trash person, the work off relationship is over.
Yeah, but the trash person also provided this lifestyle.
Don't nobody get
that. They do
suck. You suck at life. And my caveat and my consolation prize is all the beautiful things that you got me. I'm keeping everything.
I don't hate that idea.
What? You made my life miserable for however long we were together? Bruh, get out of here.
I think there's a negotiation.
No, there's no negotiation.
There's appliances, PlayStation, stuff like that.
No, you can keep your, but then that's the thing. Like, I've never been the person who's like, ooh, I'm breaking up with you. I'm gonna go break your PlayStation. Like, I've never that thought. You know how when Greg and I were together, there were so many arguments that we had. And he would like
protect something, but he had PTSD. You told me.
No. Yeah, he did have PTSD.
Rightfully so.
Did I advertise for it on the joint on the podcast?
No, I don't think so.
Bro, oh my God.
You use his real name.
I mean, if he's watching, hey, what's up?
I just know people about finding it.
I mean,
I
don't care. Protecting you, slandering you.
But what is work? We're talking about exes on Patreon.
We are talking about exes on Patreon, so. Nah, philandering cheaters, you get caught and stuff happens. And one of my exes just got caught up. And his girlfriend decided that she was going to go and take their baby and bounce. But not only did she bounce.
Wait. I don't think I knew that.
Oh.
She took a kid?
Well, I mean,
they had
kids together.
Oh, man. That got a lot.
Sad as well. No, yeah, No, she basically destroyed their apartment.
I remember that.
Like she cut up the sofa, just everything was crazy.
All you told me was the shoe part.
Oh, because the shoe part was fun.
There was a lot that went on here. Damn.
No, because I think this is I don't know how many times she caught him cheating, but technically you stole him from me, so I don't know why you thought. And it's just the thing. I don't know why women still think that having babies with men is a way to get them to commit to a relationship. He didn't commit to a relationship. He was still out there philandering. And so when she did, she destroyed everything. But just as a little cherry on top, she bleached all his clothes. She bleached all his clothes. So for a long time, every time I would see him, all his clothes were bleached. And then just because, I don't know, she took all of his left shoes. Now, I don't know what the significance was of that or why it was all of the left shoes, but she took all of the left shoes and left him with only right shoes. So the only pair of shoes that he had was the pair that he had on his feet that day.
But then he has some shoes.
Facts. And, obviously in hindsight, that is super toxic. And then if you're in relationships with women that you think are capable of those sorts of things, you might want to bounce. But
it's not cheap.
No, because if you're willing to do that over cheating, that's just in you, and you could do that. You have bad anger or stuff. Oh no,
cheating brings something out of you. Trust me.
No, this is true.
And it's not even a cheat. Though it depends on your investment in the relationship and the level of betrayal. It's for me that be the part that I gave everything to you, the best of me, the worst parts of me. I showed that, I exposed that, and then you did that to me. That to me is what provokes people out.
That's how people die.
No, it is. It is I think whenever that process is wait a minute, you did that to me, and then you got to get back. And what that get back looks like is
different.
It can look real different. It can be your house on fire. It can be your left shoe stolen. It could be a bullet, or it could be ghosted. Some people I came home and all my wife had moved out and dipped.
Oh yeah, I saw that on YouTube or Instagram or something like that.
So it can go a lot of different ways. And we talk about it on here. That cheating stuff is no game. And people do it a lot. And it's costing a lot of people a lot. But
so moral of the story is just being a good person and find a good person to be in a relationship with.
And the sad part is, and this is actually another thing, there's a lot of patrons I want to get to, but sometimes you got to be able to tell your friends like they're trash. And like I've been friends with men that was trash, and we just kind of joked about it because I was a lot younger. But I think there needs to be more accountability,
right?
With girlfriend groups and guy groups, like. And I've heard a bunch of men say this part. Yo, if there was a dude and he didn't take care of his kids, I don't want him around me. But you will stay around kids or men that do their women dirty. Like, I don't like that. Like, take care of your kids, take care of your girl, and be good. If your girl's not taking care of you, then break up or something. Figure something out. But I just feel like people playing too many dangerous games, and now is not the time.
People not spun too tight no more.
I don't think they ever been, because people been dying over women from the beginning of the world.
No, this is true.
Like David killed somebody over a woman, like his best fighter over a girl that he saw from a distance. Like, I get the temptation. Sunday our pastors alluded to it, but I don't know how we got here on this podcast because we just having a great time. But y'all just be careful out there, be safe. I know we went through the holidays. Women, I know y'all saw the video. I'm gonna kind of run through a couple things because we're wrapping up, but be careful who you let in your gyms. If you're working out by yourself, I don't know if y'all saw the video of the gentleman that tried to assault the woman in the gym. Like, y'all just got to be aware of your surroundings, of your people, and the people close to you. If you see your friends snaking people, hey.
Just understand that they're very willing and more probably likely to do it to you.
If they gossip to you all the time,
they're gossiping to other people.
About you. Like, I don't want people to be blindsided by the world is full of crazy people, but these crazy people be y'all friends and family members. And y'all don't be telling nobody that your friends and family members are whacked out. Like, if people, I don't really have too many crazy people in my family, but there are some friends, like, I would say, don't date him. Like, me and him, best friends. You don't date him because you're not me. I'm not dating him. Like, just take care of yourselves, man. Get your mental health up. Taxes on the way. That means y'all can start subscribing to Patreon as well. Be smart, invest your money. There's some stocks and availability options available to y'all. I'm going to start dropping a little bit more of that on Patreon. Even though the market's been down, things have been all right. So we'll be sharing that too. We have an adult event that we'll be sharing more. Might do a live or something later. Might meet somebody famous. Who knows? Yeah, do you have anything for the people before we get up out of here?
No. Again, thank you for your support of this podcast. Obviously, we can't do it without you guys. We love to see the interactions and everything. So like, comment, subscribe, share, all those wonderful, wonderful things that keep us growing.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much to the patronies, to the patrons, to the secret agents, whatever y'all want to be called. So the secret agent hasn't been taken off.
Because it's not cool.
It's always the people that don't create nothing that step on the creators.
I don't create anything.
You created a nickname. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, I was gonna say because a lot of the creativity be flowing in here, sir. Literally, you're wearing my creativity.
Like, we are a creative team. Yeah, and you wouldn't have this black men shirt without a black man. Okay, so we're. Thanks. You can't protect black men. You ain't got no black man. What sense does that make? It's crazy. But protect black men at all costs. I'm about to start that hashtag. Y'all women had it for a while. Just wait. Black straight men is coming. But yeah, that's all I really got.
We out.
We're out. Take care.